Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up with day 5 of Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches, and it's a fun one today. I don't know who this sketch is from actually, but it'll be linked in the top left of the screen. I think it's your top left, top right. Either way, it's linked up there. And I had cut this cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict of this trike, and I knew I wanted to pair it with these photos, but it didn't sort of go with the sketch 100%, but we're just going to make it work. So this sketch is a loose, my layout, sorry, is a loose, interpretation of the sketch. And today's prompt is using a themed collection for a non-themed layout. So yeah, I am using a Rosie Studio collection. I'm just finding it to make sure I get the name right. I think it's called Sugar Bell? Hang on, I'm just checking. I'm trying to find it in all of my mess here. Let's see, what have we got? Gosh, can't lay my fingers on it when I want to. Sure, it's called Sugar Bell. It's a baking themed collection. Oh, here it is. Who would have thought that I already had it out? It's called Sugar Bell. Yes, I was right. So the Sugar Bell collection from Rosie Studio is a baking themed collection. Now I did cheat. I'm not going to lie. I didn't cheat as in I used that collection. It is a baking themed collection. But I didn't put, I think I put 1 or 2 ephemera pieces, 3, one in each cluster that is actually baking related. Otherwise, I took things from that collection that weren't baking related. So there was a few florals and a couple of other ephemera pieces like a cat and things like that. So while it is a baking themed collection, I didn't get that much baking themed goodies on this page. So I just wanted to be open with you about that. Now I did pull out some 6x6 papers, which I am layering behind my photos. I had already backed my trike off camera. I will link in the description box to that cut file if I remember, but it is from Confessions of a Paper Addict. I think it's just called Tricycle. I'd have to double check, but that's what I feel like it's called. I could look it up right now for you, because I am nice like that. Let's have a look. Oh. So there's a few different trike ones. There's one called Balloon Tricycle, which is very similar. It just has some balloons coming off the top of it. I didn't use that one, but you could, because it's cute as well. I'm sure it's called Tricycle. Let's check. Oh, was that it? I have so many of Virginia's cut files saved. Oh, yeah, it's called Tricycle. I was right. So I will try to remember to link that down below. Now I am using Rosie Studio 12x12 papers as well. Now this is an older collection, and I believe they have increased the weight of their cardstock, but the 12x12 cardstock in their older collections is quite thin. So I do like to mount it on some different cardstock just to give it a bit more stability when I'm sort of creating my layout on top of it. So I did cut it down, use that sort of in the sketch, how it's got that large piece of what is, I guess, pattern paper in the middle. I've used that and sort of cut down my 12x12 size and added that into the middle of the page, and then I'm sticking my tricycle down on the top, and then I'm going to create my cluster of photos. Now the sketch uses 3 photos, I'm using 3 photos. I have put them on the opposite side to the sketch, but sort of going with that same cluster. And the same with the embellishments. And then I've added 1 extra embellishment cluster that wasn't in the sketch, but I just felt like it needed the 3 to make the sort of visual triangle. It's sort of more of a diagonal. But you can see here when I say I pulled out mostly the florals, so that's what I'm adding in now. Adding in the florals to each cluster. I did pull out the little cup that says I love grandma. Now you can't really tell in this photo, but in the bottom photo Lincoln is watching his Alma do the chooks. I know that sounds weird, but she's letting the chooks out in the morning. She does that every morning, and we just happened to be out that morning watching her. So Alma is the Dutch word for grandma, or grandmother. So the I love grandma works because grandma is in that photo, even though we call her Alma. That's a long story, but you get the idea. And then I'm creating my little cluster down the bottom as well. Now, I think I've already done it. It's a bit hard to tell on the screen, but I do add 2 little, what I think are biscuits into the 2 clusters near the photos. And then down the bottom, I think I add like a donut type ephemera piece. So I do get a couple of baking things onto the layout, but not that many. There are a lot more baking things in this collection. And in fact, I use this collection for another layout later this month. So keep an eye out. And that is very much a baking themed collection. And I use a lot of baking things in that layout because it's with a baking photo. So yeah, I did use it a bit more. I'm trying to use up some of those collections that perhaps I don't reach for that often, but wanting to make a bit of a dent in them. And Scraptember is a lovely way to do that because I'm creating so many layouts, many more layouts than I would normally create in a month. And so it's a nice way to really get stuck into my supplies. And I haven't actually bought anything new for a little while. I did buy the new Cocoa Vanilla Studio collection. It is at my sister's house. We haven't been able to see each other for a little while now because of the lockdowns. So I don't actually physically have it in my hot little hands, but she has it for me. So I do need to try and use up a couple of other Cocoa Vanilla Studio collections that are on their last legs that I have in my collection, to make a bit of room in my Cocoa Vanilla Studio drawer. So yeah, there's a few things that I really need to work on. So I think I've told you all the things I need to tell you. Check the description box for all the people playing along. Have I told you today's special guest? So with Scraptember and 30 Days of Sketches, as you'll know if you've watched a few of our videos already this month, Laura Alberts and us, we do Scraptember together for the last few years and are doing it again this year. So we have a prompt every day in September. Today's is a themed collection for a non-themed layout. And then Chrissy does her 30 Days of Sketches series, not normally in September, but she needed to push it this year for personal reasons, and I suggested we combine the two, and it's gotten bigger than Ben-Hur. So there are so many people joining us, so check the description box for everyone playing along. There'll be a lot of people linked who might not be playing every day, but are playing in September in some capacity, but we do have special guests each day. So today's special guest is Jen. I'm going to butcher her surname, so I feel like I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, but she will be linked down below, as well as Melly Art. So go and check out those lovely ladies. But we also have our regulars who play along every day. Moira, Crystal, Brittany Nicole. I know I'm going to miss people. I shouldn't have started listing them. Janet from Galaxy Girl Creations. Who else is playing every day? Ronnie Sue. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have started. There are so many people playing. Please go and check everybody out. So what am I up to here? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm picking out a title. So I have pulled out all of my thicker phrases that I've used some of, but not all. I'm really trying to work on them. So they sort of just stay next to me on my desk, and I try to pull a title from there first. So this is a bit of a weird title, but it's just haha. It's sort of more referring to the top 2 photos. So Lincoln discovered, as soon as we got this trike that he's riding, that he could go down his grandmother or his Alma's ramp. So she lives in a granny flat behind us. She has a ramp to access her house, and he can use that. He can take his bike up to the top of the ramp, turn around and ride it back down into, you can sort of see our house at the bottom of the photos, and he thinks it's the best fun in the world. And so that was sort of what that's relating to. I will do a little bit of journaling on this layout explaining that. So I just added some navy Heidi Swap colour shine, a few light splatters, not as many as I usually do, and we are finished. So check the description box down below for everybody playing along. Here is a close-up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying September. Please play along with us if you'd like. I've linked to the Scraptember Facebook group and the 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. You are welcome to come and join us, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.